In this video, we are working on this Euclidean geometry question. It's clearly on the proportionality theorem from grade 12. So the one thing that is clearly given in the sketch is a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram because this line is parallel to this line, so those are equal as well. And this line is parallel to that line, so those are also equal. And then there's just there's just a lot going on. Now, PR and its point is T. PR and TU, they have not told us that those are parallel. Even though they look parallel, they haven't told us that they're parallel. So we have to be careful not to assume they're parallel. But anyways, with all this information given, they want us to give a ratio for UR over RQ. So where is UR? UR is there, RQ is here. So the first thing is, in a sketch like this, you obviously want to identify a portion that you can basically use to write out the proportionality theorem. Because if you don't have a portion that you can use to write out the proportionality theorem, then you have a problem. You know what I mean is just get a portion of the image and then work with that without working on the whole thing. So far, looking at what we have, the one thing that kind of looks like it would make sense is my brain is just bombing out, because to be honest, this is the kind of question where, as I'm looking at it, it's like, where do you even start? Where do you even start? But then fortunately, this is a parallelogram, so if this is 90 degrees, it means that this is also going to be 90 degrees. So we might as well just make use of that piece of information, because they have told us that this is a parallelogram. So angle PRS is equal to 90. Now the reason for making that 90 as well is just so that it opens our brain. This, they have given it to us as 6. So the whole thing here is also going to be 6. Let's just keep that in mind, because that is going to be useful. So let's keep on digging for some kind of information, otherwise we are going to not be in a good spot. So obviously these kinds of questions, if you do bump into this in an exam, my advice is, there's no point you struggling with something when you don't see the main, what I'm trying to say is, say you're still writing your exam and you're not done yet, and then you bump into something like this and you can't see the way forward. The best thing you can do is to move on and then come back to these kinds of questions. Because remember, all the tutorials that we do on this channel, it's not like I look at them first and then figure them out and then record it. No. As I'm sitting here and looking at this question, I'm just figuring it out, just like you. The same way you're trying to figure this out, I'm sitting here also bro, what do we do? That's how it is. But anyways, let me try and see if we did not leave out any information. Nope, we didn't leave out any information, but it is a parallelogram, and we know that the diagonals of a parallelogram do cut each other in half. So in terms of adding more information, we already know that this is equal to that. That might help with something, I guess. Now that random 5 there, it's just so random. It's really just so random. Proportionality theorem. Now you may be asking yourself, but bro, why don't you just figure it out first and then record? Well, the main reason for doing this is I'm also trying to give the idea that you don't want to think that math questions, when you're looking at them, you just look at a question and you know what to do. No, they call it problem solving for a reason, you see. But in terms of the train of thought that you need to take for you to maybe answer this kind of a question, as you can see, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to throw into the image as many properties as I can. Things like alternating angles, we threw that in there so that we can at least try and get some help. Things like the diagonals of this parallelogram, they're going to be equal to each other, stuff like that. You want to throw that in there so that your brain starts to work. The square root of 13 over there, it is literally just for VS. So yeah, we just have to keep that in mind. It is literally just for VS. If they had told us that PR is parallel to TU, that would have made our life a bit easier, I think. Not that much easier, but maybe just a little bit. And then looking at this some more, there's one piece of information that I did not put on the sketch. They told us that PR is equal to 8. So thank goodness that mistake happened, because another thing that I can also add is that if something is like really not clicking, just double check your question to see if you like read properly or if you did not miss anything. Or if push comes to shove, you could literally like also legit ask the examiner if something looks fishy, so that they themselves, they could even tell you, no, everything is fine, eh? But trust me, when they go back and sit down, they're gonna look as well and double check and then be like, oh guys, hold up, go to question this, blah blah blah. You know how it is. So that's the idea. So they told us that PR is 8, meaning that this is going to be a 4 and this is also going to be a 4. But then it doesn't matter now, because if PR is given, then we have a right angle triangle there, because it's like PR, this is a right angle triangle, there's P there, there's R, this is like 8, this is 6, so this we can just get it using Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Your QR there is going to be a 10. Now if QR is a 10, then I mean like you're home free. The ratio here, UR and RQ, is just gonna be equal to 5/10, which is just a half. So I think the best idea, or the one good thing that came out from this kind of equation, is always be able to just double check your questions to check if something is like not written properly, blah blah blah, yeah. And if you have watched this far, I guess now I can plug you, I can unplug you with this book, the study guide. This is the study guide that you want to get if you want to make sure that your basics are on point, and also if you want to make sure that your grade 12 work is on point. Because the main idea why we make use of this study guide is because it basically like starts from the basics, which is grade 10 work, and then it moves on to like grade 11 work, and then it moves on to like grade 12 work, which is like this kind of work. So this, you can get it on our website. The link to that is in the description. If you get the all access pass once off for the year, we'll just also ship this to you for free, or you can just buy it on its own and then we'll also just ship it to you 100% free. The link to that is in the description. I will catch you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, because I mean like that's what we do on this channel. We do tutorials like this. Now the next question, as you can see, we're gonna work on VM over MQ. So yeah, that's gonna be quite interesting, and I don't think you want to miss that. So that's on the video on the screen right now.